Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Sam's Doing Stuff. What am I doing today? Well, I've been doing a lot of thinking. Yeah, I know. What a surprise. Sam's doing a lot of thinking. Well, you know, on Saturdays or Wednesdays, after I post a video, I get a lot of helpful comments. And those helpful comments make me think. And then I got to make another video, and that's where I am right now, thinking about everything everybody says. Now, there's stuff like, Sam, why don't you bring the splitter out to the logs so that the rounds are right there? Well, of course, the first thing you have to think about is I'm under a roof. I've got my entire production facility under a roof. The benefits of that far outweigh any benefits of having the splitter closer to the rounds. Think about yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was the day before, when it rained all day long. Scott and I were able to work in here under a roof. That would have been a whole day of production that I wouldn't have been able to do, or at least it would have been really miserable to be outside. So inside is better. Not to mention, of course, the fact that you got to move something in either one of those scenarios. I either have to move all of the equipment, including the dump trailer and everything I have in there, out to here, or I move the rounds in to the building. So yeah, it makes way more sense to cut out here and move rounds in there. That brings me to my next point. I am a firm believer in having a clean, clear workspace, and there are several workspaces in a wood yard. You start with raw material, and I have all of my raw material out here in the field. Yes, that raw material has to be transported over to the bucking station where I will cut it up, and then the rounds need to be transported into the production facility inside the barn where I can split them up and turn them into firewood. So even though there's some moving that has to be done, if all of that were together in one space, it would just become a clusterfuck. But even when someone makes a suggestion that I don't entirely agree with, or I don't see that it would work in my process, it made me think, and that is a very good thing. So even when you make a comment and I say, I don't know if that would work for me, say it anyway. Because what I started thinking about was the whole, moving logs over and then fighting with them over there. And I'm getting into some of them are really good, but some of them are kind of nasty. I need to be more picky about what I bring over to the log deck. I'm going to process it all, but while I'm going through these piles and bringing stuff over to the log deck, I need to be more selective, like something like this or this or this, definitely bringing those over. But these bigger, oh, this would be a really good one. This one's less than 2 feet. That one's nice. But I just need to save the really crappy stuff for last. Because speed right now is the name of the game. Getting as much as I can made as fast as I can. And I want you to remember, this is the oldest stuff. This is the stuff that they brought first. So first in, first out. And this whole area here was the oldest, crappiest stuff. Gone. And I've already started pulling into this pile here. And there's some good logs in here for sure. I mean, these are decent. Maybe just ignore the knots, cut off the good stuff as I go. Maybe even bring the excavator over here, pick these logs up and just cut the good stuff off first and leave the crap over here. It's situations like this right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Beautiful log, beautiful log. I think this is white oak even. I don't know, I gotta get better at that. Anyway, look at that big piece of crap sitting on top of it all. Get that out of the way and get down to these good logs. I gotta be more selective. So let's go ahead and rip into this deck of logs. Whatever's here is here, no sense in messing with it. Let's just cut it up. I'm gonna cut around the stuff that's crap. I'm not gonna mess with it. Gonna take the good rounds off, move them in, and get ready to split. Those are much better logs. Well, that one's not great, but it's okay. Definitely better than the deck I had set up before. Look at this guy. Beautiful. Yeah, now these are not small. Nope, no, they're not small. And yeah, I know they stick out over the edge of the deck. And I was thinking about that, you know, I think for some of these, especially ones like this one, check this one out over here. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, can you see? That guy, I'm gonna cut that down to an 80-inch piece, or just cut it in half, whatever, you know, whatever measures out. This one over here, same thing. It's a great looking log. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. But it's just too big. So we'll cut those in half, and that way the ends don't fall off when I cut the ends off, but the rest of them, I don't care. Yeah, it'll be all right. Well, that's a big log. That guy, that's gonna be, yeah, okay, gonna do that tomorrow. Now, I have to say that even though sometimes I get bad advice, a lot of times I get really, really good advice. And someone said, if the rounds are big enough to pick up with the forks, then why put them on a pallet? I'm wrestling with them like 3 or 4 times that way. Put them on a pallet, I have to roll them over and put them on the pallet, and then when I put them on the splitter, I got to roll them off the pallet and roll them over to the splitter. So why not just pick them right up with the forks? Makes total sense. Thank you. So yeah, if they're big enough that they won't fall off the forks, then I just get them with the forks. And if they're big enough around, I can even just come right up next to the deck like this, slide right under them nice and carefully, and hopefully get 2 at once, just like that. There you go. It's Monday, about 10 after 2, and I'm done for the day. I got all of this mixed hardwood, mostly maple, I think, some ash, whatnot, ready to split, staged right next to the axis, going into the trailer. Got to have that ready for tomorrow because Scott will be here. Now, tomorrow, you know, I've got tomorrow, right? Except this is stuff you guys don't know. My biggest enemy, give me any advice you want, whatever logistics I can work on, things I can fix, but my biggest enemy right now is time. And I am painting my parents' house. Yes, believe it or not, I have been painting my parents' house for the past month. I do 1 day a week. So I've got an entire day gone every week that you guys don't see. And of course, there's family events and things. My daughter had a doctor's appointment this morning, took her to that, you know, just a wellness visit. But, you know, it all takes time. Time is the biggest enemy. Logistics, getting things from A to B, bringing them in. The gentleman that was trying to give me advice about where I should set the splitter up was also saying, I have a 100 cord a month setup. And I thought, that's ridiculous, 100 cords a month? Then I started doing the math. And I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. I could do 100 cords a month if I had 8-hour days. Yeah, if I had 40 hours a week, heck, if I had 40 hours a week, I could get 20 cords a week done if I was just splitting wood. Easily, at a half a cord an hour. It's not gonna happen. There's life involved too. So the plan is, tomorrow morning, before I go over, because it's gonna be cold in the morning, I will split up this mess over here. Then, of course, Scott will need to stack what I've split into the trailer, and then I will have all of this to start splitting. Into the trailer? Ooh, that may not work. Best laid plans of mice and men. Tell you what, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, that's right. But that's tomorrow, so we'll see you then. Here we go. This has absolutely become my favorite part of the process. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, splitting the firewood, making the final product, filling the trailer. Yeah, it's early morning right now. I'm hoping to get this trailer filled in the next hour and a half, as usual, and then head over to my parents and paint for 6 hours or so, 4 to 6 hours, something like that, whatever time it takes. Then come back, Scott will be here. I figured it out. He's gonna empty the trailer, of course, while I am getting things ready out there, you know, prepping the log deck again, doing what I need to do. He'll have the trailer empty. When he gets the trailer empty, then I'll be ready to split again. He can start on the baskets while I'm splitting, and whenever we run out of time, we run out of time. That's the way we're gonna do it. So, gotta get the trailer full though. Let's go. it's a workout. Trailer's full. Time to go paint. I'll see you guys when I get back. Oh, let me tell you guys, it's been a day. So tree service just called and they're on their way. So if I can get these monsters out of the way, he's got a really nice load of smaller stuff that can go right here. I just got to get this cut in half and get it on the deck. The trailer is empty. The next set of rounds are staged by the splitter. I have 2 baskets of firewood loaded and ready to go to my parents' house. The log deck is loaded and another beautiful load of tree service wood staged and ready to go. And next year's inventory is rapidly growing. Let me tell you something, things are good. Things are really, really clicking on all cylinders. Firing on all, clicking, firing, they're doing everything they should be doing. Oh. It is a day. A lot happened today. I didn't expect to get the tree service delivery, which is fantastic. Oh, man. It's all good, guys. And that's part of it, you know? Like I said, even bad advice, and I don't want to just call it bad advice, really. It's all good. Even if I don't use the suggestion, it's still good. I can apply it, it makes me think, and I change things a little here, a little there. I already know next year I want to buy a used forklift. I really do. That would help a ton. Huh? Yeah, it certainly would. That was the thing, you know, if I had everything that I wanted, I'd have one of those mini skid steers to move baskets around. I'd have a forklift. I'd have a big loader. You know, I'd have all the toys, but it's just a slow growth, you know. Gotta earn it. Gotta keep doing this, you know. Yeah, it's good. And I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate everything you say. If you ever have any advice, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm always listening. Even if I don't use your idea, I'm always listening and I'm always thinking about it. So appreciate you stopping by. I really appreciate you joining the journey. Growing this firewood business it's great. It's really, really good. So thanks again. Hit the buttons and I'll see you next time when I'm doing more stuff.